Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of our podcast called the Motorcycle Podcast. So let's start the podcast and tell you some highlights of the Qatar GP 2021. Let's go. So hey everyone, welcome back. So this will be a short and sweet episode where we will tell you some of the things that happened during the Qatar GP, which happened recently. Of course, all of you know it was a night race and we had two races. So the first episode of the Doha GP is there on our channel before this episode releases. So you can go and check that out. And this would be the second race of the 2021 season where Jorge Martin sat on pole while Zarco was in second position. Vinales started in third and Miller in fourth. Now, Valentino Rossi, on the other hand, had a bad qualifying, one of his worst, as he qualified in 2021. I think it was his worst till date. All the riders were ready for an exciting night race, and the race began. Now, Jorge Martin made an excellent start as he led the race. Zarco showed the power of Ducati as he came in second. Miguel Oliveira had a tremendous start from 12th as he raced to third when the race began. It was a fantastic start from the Spaniard. On the other hand, Bagnaia had a bad start as he went back to 10. Extra Suzuki riders Alex Rins was well placed in 5th and his teammate got slotted in 6th. So overall, the Ducati led from the front at the start and then right behind them were the two factory Suzukis. Now Jack Miller came in 8th while Fabio Quartararo was there in 7th. Vinales rode in 9th and both the Yamaha riders made a bad start. The first incidents of the race came really quickly as Mir went wide and took Quartararo with him. They were 6th and 8th position respectively. Alex Rins made a fantastic start as he took the 4th position from the 5th that he was in, a lap back. Now Binder was riding well in 9th and the factory KTMs were doing well in the race. Oliveira crossed Alex Rins in 4th with Paul Espargaro riding in 3rd. Espargaro had a fantastic beginning where he jumped to 3rd and closed in on Zarco. Alex Rins then, when he was in 3rd, looked in tremendous form as he tried to go past both the Ducatis in front of him. Mir was also riding really well as he took the 5th place in the race. Alex Rins then took on Zarco and went into 2nd position. Zarco fought back immediately and took the 2nd again in the long straight. The Ducati power was in full flow when on the long straight. Rins and Zarco exchanged positions as both factory teams of Ducati and Yamaha started to lead the race. Miller was riding well in 7th and Bagnaia was riding well in 8th. Oli, on the other hand, was riding brilliantly as he was keeping his KTM with the Ducatis. Aleix Espargaro showed great pace as he was doing really well with the factory Aprilia team. Alex Rins finally went up to 2nd in turn 10. As the race progressed, Tech 3 Yamahas of Quartararo and Vinales were the quickest on lap 9 with 14 to go. Rossi and Petrucci, on the other hand, were having a horrible race. Miller rode well as he took the 2nd position from Alex Rins. Ducati was in full flow as all the Ducatis were leading the race. Now Vinales was showing excellent pace as he was now the fastest in the race. Binder also showed excellent pace in the race as he was 2nd fastest. The top 9 riders in the race were now covered by just 1.9 second as Jack Miller pulled out the fastest lap of the race. Jorge Martin led at the halfway point of the race, and Rins, who was following him or catching him, his front end gave up in the race. His bike slipped, but he was able to save himself in the race. Quartararo then made his move as he went past Alish. Vinales looked to go further. He was showing tremendous pace as the race progressed. Bagnaia, who had an excellent start, went up to third. As the race progressed, three Ducatis were in podium position. As the race was going along, Mir was trying to go further, had a contact with Jack Miller. Miller went wide as Mir was now in fifth position. Miller was not happy regarding this incident as he bashes into Mir in the long straight. He put his arm up and showed his dissent. Alex Marquez and Iker Lecuona crashed as the race progressed. We noticed two crashes where Alex Marquez and Iker Lecuona went out of the race. Pol Espargaro was riding excellently for the Repsol Honda team as he closed in on the leaders. Quartararo was in fourth as he and Rins changed positions for fourth and fifth. Aleix Espargaro went wide as Vinales crossed him and went ahead. At the back, Rossi was making little progress as he was now in 18th position. It was the closest top 10 for a while as each rider was fighting for the podium positions. Quartararo then went to third with Bagnaia and Paul, who went wide. It was 6 laps to go with Jorge Martin still in the lead. The time difference between the Yamahas, Suzukis and the Ducatis was so close and they were all in contention for the podium positions. Quartararo was now in second and Vinales was in fourth. As we moved on, Quartararo took the lead and it was Ducati versus Yamaha now. Jorge Martin also went ahead as Quartararo immediately took back his first position and led again. It was a fantastic battle between Jorge Martin and Quartararo as the race was about to end. Vinales went to third as Quartararo led the race. It was half a second between the two factory Yamaha riders as Zarco fought for the second with his teammate Jorge Martin. As the race came into the final lap, Quartararo took the victory with Zarco in second and Jorge Martin took the third position. Vinales, who was gunning for a podium position, eventually came in fourth. It was an excellent night race and it had a wonderful finish where Quartararo won the race with an impressive race performance in Doha, Qatar. Also, we must give props to Jorge Martin, who showed incredible race pace as he came from 10th to finish in the third podium position. As the race ended, the top 3 riders were Fabio Quartararo of factory Yamaha team in first position, Johan Zarco of the factory Ducati team in second position, and Jorge Martin of the factory Ducati team in third. With this race, it was time for MotoGP riders to move back to a day schedule as we ended the 2 races in Doha, Qatar. It was a fantastic venue and we saw a wonderful 2-race event. As it all ended, the players moved to Portugal with 2022 waiting in the wing, with Portimao waiting in the wings. Fabio Quartararo had a tremendous 2 races as well as Maverick Vinales. We end this highlight podcast of this race and we'll See you in another highlight podcast episode for the Portimao race in Portugal. Before we go, we need to say, please like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. Share our podcast with everyone. Follow us on social media and make Motorcycle Podcast the best podcast for two-wheelers in India and abroad. So guys, it's time for us to take a leave. Follow the social distancing norms as suggested by your respective health departments. This is a pandemic situation and we need to fight together. Please go ahead and get your vaccines and be safe and stay safe. It's time for us to leave. Till then, it's goodbye and good day from us. Bye.